Hey guys, Bluckner here with another team review, and today we're going to be looking over the newly released Lurantis for Great League. Lurantis was originally going to be released with a very poor moveset for PvP, but at the last second, Niantic did an about face and gave it just about the best combinations of moves it could, with Fury Cutter as the fast move, charging up energy quickly, Leaf Blade, which is one of the best moves in the game, especially when it's has same type ability bonus. That means that it gets the damage boost from Lurantis being a grass type and it being a grass type move. I am a huge fan of the quickly generating Leaf Blade Pokemon, like Blossom is one of my favorite Pokemon in Ultra League. So I was really excited to try this out. It has Superpower as a coverage move, which is super great against those steel types like Registeel, uh, Stunfisk, Bastiodon. It really has a lot of play here in the Great League. I don't feel like I truly reached its potential, but I did try it out in a bunch of wacky, fun teams, and then finally settled on the team that you're going to see here right below me. So let's get started with some of my initial battles, which really just I let the team randomly generate, and then I inserted Lurantis into it. So kind of shoehorning it in and seeing how it does. So this first team, I have Snorlax, Lurantis, and Alolan Ninetales. Once again, this is really just uh, picking teams at random and sticking Lurantis into there because I was just really curious how this would fit into um, my auto-generated style of play. And you see here that my Snorlax has Earthquake. So once again, when you're auto-generating your teams, you never know what you're going to get. This is my Earthquake Snorlax, but that's fine. I'm able to win that initial matchup. The Ninetales decided not to shield, but this Trevenant is getting a lot of energy. So this Trevenant is going to be able to spam off these moves. I make a huge call here, thinking that they'd bait with the Seed Bomb, which they do. Very good, because if they had Shadow Balled me there, I could have lost my Ninetales. I tie them to the next Seed Bomb. I decided to shield up just because those Shadow Claws would become a problem if I took another Seed Bomb. And then they have Sableye in the back. So I'm staying in here with my Ninetales because I'm going to outpace them to to the foul play. They decided to foul play me here. I am going to survive this. No, I actually don't survive. So, um, yeah, foul play from Sableye doing just a little bit too much for Ninetales to withstand. But now I'm able to Leaf Blade them. I do have to shield this because it's too risky if this was a Shadow Ball. I'm just hoping to God that they don't get to the Shadow Ball and they fall just barely short. So good game there. Lurantis just getting to that Leaf Blade so quickly, able to totally no diff that Sableye. And so here I started out with Altaria, which is a negative matchup with Stunfisk. So I just decided to mirror match here because as oftentimes if an opponent leads a Stunfisk, they might not necessarily have a direct response to Stunfisk in the back. And Lurantis can take care of a Stunfisk really well. Resists those earthquakes, resists those mud shots, and obviously the superpowers are going to hit for super effective damage. They switch into their Trevenant here, which is surprising because I did not expect them to hold out on the Trevenant for so long. What they did was they actually gave me time to swap back into my Altaria and farm them all the way down. So they didn't quite get to that second Shadow Ball there. And now they were switch locked in with to my Altaria with their Trevenant, which is never a good idea because I was able to get so much energy there. And they actually overfarm on their Stunfisk. So maybe they're worried that they weren't going to take me out with the Rock Slide on Stunfisk. But yeah, now I'm actually hoping that they take me out so they don't get any more farm. They have a lot of farm, but they're not going to be able to do too much of a dent on Lurantis. They're getting quite low. They switch into Azumarill. So here's where Lurantis really shines. Azumarill has been steadily going down in the PvP ranks throughout the past year or so, year and a half. And back in the day, Azumarill was one of the best Pokemon out there. But with the introduction of Lurantis, it's got yet another hard counter here. Obviously, I do have to worry about the Ice Beam. Lurantis can take an Ice Beam pretty well. It does about 80% of its health, but obviously at that low health, it would have taken me out. And they give up. So Leaf Blade spam, there's nothing more terrifying for an Azumarill than just a bunch of Leaf Blades to the face. It's going to go down. So here I actually am leading my Lurantis, and they have a Registeel. So I'm in big trouble here unless unless they stay in with their Registeel, which is exactly what they're doing. I get in a fast move there, which is huge, huge, and they decide to Zap Cannon me to lower my defense. I'm going to have to shield that because Zapdos is really, really squishy. And they come into Cresselia. So Cresselia here is not going to be able to do too much to my Zapdos. It does take it out with the Moonblast, but as you see there, I am able to get a Thunderbolt off, so not a big deal. And here's where Fury Cutter is kind of nice because I do super effective damage to these Psychic types. And I am just going to tank this Moonblast. You see, it's kind of squishy. It doesn't do too well against the Moonblast. They switch into Registeel, and I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to take it out there. And now I have my Politoed back. So I'm kind of taking a risk here because if they had come out into their Cresselia, I would have been in a lot of trouble. Politoed versus Cresselia, not a good matchup. But as it stands, they luckily bring out their third Pokemon, which is a Gliscor. So Gliscor gonna be pretty hard countered by this Politoed. And I was counting here; he was only at 8 wing attacks. He needed 9 wing attacks for the Earthquake, so a little bit short. And because this is Great League, this Weather Ball from a Shadow Politoed will take out the Cresselia. And I just decided to stay in here because Politoed can get to these Weather Balls faster than Lurantis can get to its move. But Lurantis, with its Leaf Blade, would also be able to take out that Gliscor. And here we have the team that I ended up deciding on, the team that's down here. Leading Talonflame with Registeel as a safe swap and Lurantis in the back. And this is mostly because I'm really interested in trying out Registeel with Thunderbolt as a safe swap. So really, this is a showcase of both Registeel and Lurantis now, because I think that the idea of Registeel as a water and steel counter is kind of interesting in Great League. You can use it to bait out the steel types, and then Focus Blast, obviously, just really coming in handy against the steel types. Here, they switch into Cresselia, and I switch into my Registeel after Brave Birding the Cresselia. So I'm actually able to farm that Cresselia all the way down. I saw a lot of Alakazam, surprisingly, today. I'm not sure what that's about, but I just barely get to the Zap Cannon. Super close. Boom! Takes him out. Yeah. Alakazam, super squishy. Raticate, not very bulky either. I am doing super effective damage here with the Lurantis, and they concede the match. So Dark type's another type that takes super effective damage from the Fury Cutters. And so now we have Talonflame into Medicham. This is a good matchup. No matter what, they're going to have to expend some shields or switch out as they do here. So good switch on my opponent's part. But they're probably hoping to catch a Flame Charge, and I did just go straight for the Brave Bird. I am going to switch into Registeel here. It's a tough call whether to switch into Registeel or Lurantis, to be honest. Um, Lurantis is going to be threatened by that potential Ice Beam. But this Azumarill actually has Hydro Pump. So I'm going to be continuing to debuff their damage with the Zap Cannon. Hopefully this next Hydro Pump won't be enough to kill me. Zap Cannon debuffing with every hit is just makes Registeel quite a killer in Great League. My Registeel isn't actually that high rank. It's kind of it isn't as bulky as Registeel can be in Great League, and I really want to get a better one. So they actually go 2 shields down versus my Registeel there. That's right, they're 2 shields down, which is great. Can't ask for very much more on a safe swap. They are going to get to this Ice Punch here, and I swap just because I feel like they might catch the move onto something. But instead they stay in for a long time, and we get some lag there. So maybe they lag for a bit. And they switch into their Ninetales. So now we get to see the Lurantis versus Ninetales matchup. I got a little bit of extra energy there in the beginning. But regardless, the Ninetales is actually able to take me out. So, yeah, Ninetales, unfortunately, kind of strong against Lurantis, even with Charm. Um, Superpower and Leaf Blade do about the same amount in neutral situations, so no real reason to go for Superpower instead of Leaf Blade in a situation like that. And here we have a pretty good matchup. This is resisted incinerates into resisted charms, but incinerate charges a little bit faster. I'm just going to be able to keep on spamming these flame charges. But instead of continuing to spam the flame charges, I just go into my Registeel. They hard counter me with the Medicham, but this is what makes Registeel quite a good safe swap, is that I'm going to be able to threaten shield no matter what, because nothing that Medicham could do there, except for Dynamic Punch, can take me out. So I should hopefully just barely get to this Focus Blast, and this Medicham will most likely shield this. The Focus Blast might not take it out, but it's a close call. So the Medicham does shield, luckily, and I'm going to go into my Talonflame. I imagine I'm going to try to farm all the way down here. They do go for the Ice Punch, so I guess that I was just hoping that they didn't have Power Punch and Psychic. Luckily, they don't. You never really know with these Medichams these days. They can have quite a lot of different movesets. So here they have a Steel Wing Skarmory. So this is kind of interesting. I Superpower a little bit too early there. I should have charged up a little bit more. And then they throw their move. So now I'm double debuffed. I kind of have to shield. And hopefully I can get switch back into my Talonflame. I can. And my Talonflame goes down. But I just barely survived my Lurantis. I'm able to hit this Primarina for a Leaf Blade. Boom! The true power of a Leaf Blade from a Lurantis, ladies and gentlemen. It's just so good. Super effective against those water types. They're not prepared for it. It's just so powerful, and you get to them so fast. And so here, I'm not really sure what I'm doing against this Muck. I guess I'm trying to guarantee the shield here. I didn't want to take that Thunder Punch because that would have killed me pretty much. So I go into my Registeel, and I'm hard countered by Gastrodon, which is kind of a rare pick. This Gastrodon, if this is a Water Pulse, I'm just barely going to survive it. It is sure enough the Water Pulse, so I'm barely able to survive. Luckily, I do get to this Focus Blast, which is huge. I would have been in a terrible situation if it wasn't for this, but I win the battle against the Gastrodon, actually, which I was surprised about. And then they come into their third Pokemon. So this is something that I've been discovering, is that it's rarely a good idea to go to your third Pokemon, just because now I can strategize. They do catch this superpower, so good play by them. With the superpower being caught here, my Lurantis is in a tough spot. I really needed to either throw the leaf blade or not throw it at all versus the muck. So very good play, but I'm luckily able to farm them all the way down on my Talonflame and also tie them to the move. So because of that, they pretty much no charge that weather ball there just to get as much just to get a little bit of an energy advantage versus my Lurantis. But I will get to the superpower. And so we saw a boom versus the primary arena with a leaf blade, and boom goes the cast form. That's really satisfying. Cast form, pretty bulky. Not the bulkiest Pokemon, but definitely in the top 30 or 40 percentile of bulky Pokemon in Great League. So really glad that it could handle it. And so here I just wanted to show you this matchup using my newly made uh, whatever it's called, the squid Pokemon, Malamar. So Malamar is an amazing Pokemon if you can get a little bit of an energy advantage. I did get a nice energy advantage um, versus the Venusaur just because Malamar is not a very common sight here in Great League. They're probably confused as to what to do. And so here what I'm doing is I'm just baiting over and over again with these superpowers because otherwise I would not get to um, this third move, this fourth move actually, and take out the Talonflame. So with a little bit of an energy advantage, Malamar is able to take out Talonflame. Uh, the superpowers would have KO'd it, so it did kind of have to shield those superpowers. And luckily, the final Dark Pulse actually reached at the same time as the superpower. So I wasn't aware of that, but now that I am able to defeat the Talonflame reliably in the two shield, which is huge. Uh, and so I imagine that this Registeel baited with the superpower because it was worried it wouldn't get to two Zap Cannons, maybe. But as it stands, they aren't able to get to the Zap Cannon here or the Focus Blast. So kind of a weird play. They should have definitely um, Zap Cannon me just in the hopes that lowering my attack would be enough to win them the game. Uh, but I did have energy on my Scolipede. So there we go. We had some fun battles with Lurantis, and then just a sample of one of my auto-generated battles in the back. Lurantis, super fun Pokemon. I'm excited to work it into my teams. I think that it struggles a little bit against the steel types right now, especially things like Skarmory. But regardless, it's a super fun Pokemon, and I love praying mantises. It's a very cute little bug, and I very much enjoyed using it. So let me know how your battles are going, guys. Let me know if you guys are using Lurantis, and I'll see you next time. Bye.